Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boys, Frogan Reactions here. My name's Logan.
And my name's Francesco.
And in today's video, we are going to be discussing about what happened in the Apple event.
Yeah, we're going to discuss everything that was released and announced at the November 2020 Apple event. So, cue that intro.
Welcome to the future of the Mac.
Yes, so they announced their all-new Apple M1 processor for the new Macs. That was what they announced in June. They said that they were going to be transitioning to Apple Silicon processors for the Macs, and they have announced the new M1 chip, and they announced 3 new Macs, no redesigns. They have their exact same design as the previous Intel models, but they have the new M1 chip inside. So the Macs with the new M1 chip are
MacBook Air,
which power it's in the air,
and MacBook Pro All Systems Pro.
And the last one,
Mac Mini, new guts, more glory.
Yes. Now, here is the big difference. The new M1 chip is an insane processor based on leaked benchmarks on Geekbench. Now, for the Mac Mini and MacBook Pro, we don't know the Geekbench results yet because it comes out on Tuesday, November 17th, these Macs. And as of filming this video, they have not been released yet. However, the MacBook Air schematics from Geekbench have been leaked based on what power we can see with these new M1 chips. So the MacBook Pro has 2 fans, like the previous MacBook Pro, but with the M1 chip. And the Mac Mini, same single fan design, just like the previous Mac Mini. But the MacBook Air has a different design, same body, but it previously had 1 fan. Now, fanless design. Not a single fan will be found in the new MacBook Air with Apple M1 chip inside. It's a fanless design, which means it's a completely silent MacBook. Now you're probably thinking, okay, isn't it gonna overheat? Aren't you gonna get thermal throttling? Well, not necessarily. Let me explain. So, the Geekbench results, as you can see here in images, the single core score is 1,687, multi-core score of 7,433. That is very high. So as of editing this video, the MacBook Pro 13-inch late 2020 Geekbench results with the new M1 chip have appeared on the Geekbench website. And I'm showing you here the MacBook Pro 13-inch late 2020 with M1 has a single core score of 1721 and a multi-core score of 7579. So not that much of a difference between the MacBook Air. Also, the Mac Mini late 2020 model, again with M1, has appeared on Geekbench. The single core score is 1,732 and the multi-core score is 7,633. So, across the board, M1 chip is performing relatively the same. However, with a fan, without a fan, we will have to see if there will be any differences between the computer's performance and thermal throttling and overheating, etc. The M1 chip outperforms all iOS devices, including the new iPad Air and iPhone 12 with A14. The A14 earned a single core score of 1585 and a multi-core score of 4647. So it's outperforming that chip. Not too much in single core, but a significant amount in multi-core score. The 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro models, including the 10th generation high-end 2.4 GHz Intel Core i9 models, which are like more than $3,000 plus in Canadian. And that high-end 16-inch MacBook Pro earned a single core score of 1,096, which is less than the MacBook Air with M1. And a multi-core score of 6,870, which is less than the M1 chip in the MacBook Air at a 7,433 multi-core score. That is insane. How is it possible that we are having a MacBook Air with no fans, very thin, $1,200 laptop that is faster than a $3,000 dual fan 16-inch MacBook Pro? Crazy what we're seeing with this M1 chip. And in other schematics, the multi-core score is in the M1 chip on the MacBook Air is faster, like we said, in the 16-inch MacBook Pro, faster than the 2013 Mac Pro, a little bit less faster than the Mac Pro. 2019 Mac Pro. That means that the Mac Pro got a multi-core score of 7,989. So it is about only 500 points off in multi-core score. A $7,000 Mac Pro tower computer is just a little bit faster than a very thin MacBook Air with no fans. And this Mac Pro has 3 massive fans and advanced cooling system. That is a crazy amount of power in this tiny chip. Insane. I don't know how else to explain it. The MacBook Pro has the same M1 chip, but instead of a 7-core GPU, it has an 8-core GPU. So I think we're going to get pretty similar scores. Mac Mini, same situation. I think we're going to get similar scores across the board. But with newer Macs, we're probably going to get even more powerful than this M1 chip. Maybe we'll get like an M1X or M1Z chip or M1 Bionic chip. I don't know. We're going to get some new chips maybe next year with some new Apple Silicon Macs, because Apple's not done with Apple Silicon just yet. We're still underway in transitions. So there were no AirTags at this event like we previously rumored, which is sad. But there might be AirTags coming still in 2020. You're thinking, how is that possible if we're in mid-November? Well, we're making a video based on when we can see AirTags coming out, and the video will be in the card up here or in the link in the description down below. So make sure to check that out so you know when AirTags will possibly be coming based on leaks. We're also going to be having another video talking about the rest of the Mac lineup, how it's going to look, and what we still need to, what Apple still needs to implement the new ARM processors, Apple Silicon processors, into Macs that have not yet been upgraded with new M1 chips, or maybe M2 or other chips. So check out that video at the card here, or in the link in the description down below. And that's it for today's video.
So that's it for today's video, guys. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and if you can leave a bell right there.
Yes, the bell's back, and we want you to hit the bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And let us know in the comments down below how you think these processors are going to stack up to Intel's processors. Can you believe how fast these are? Like, are you stunned? Did you expect this? I cannot believe, I did not expect this great amount of power in a small design with no fans. We don't know if we're going to get thermal throttling and how that's going to work with the fanless design, if it's going to overheat. We're going to have to see in the tests, but this chip is setting the standard for the next generation of Macs and mobile computers entirely. So, we hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace!